So this is just a video to kind of tell you a little bit about my channel. I am 33 years old. I'll be 34 on Friday. And this past year, I decided to start on a keto diet to lose weight. And since since April 27th, I've lost about 20 pounds. Sometimes, it fluctuates every day by a couple pounds, but 20 for sure are gone, never to return. I also weightlift and do some cardio, though I've really lacked on the cycling that I was doing twice a week. More recently, I've started doing stair climber and different things like swimming and stuff. But I'm getting back to the cycling because the colder months are coming. So I'm going to need something indoors to do as far as cardio goes. But I've had a lot of success. I had 3 years worth of sinus infections where I would have them at least once a month. And it would become like a migraine. And I'd be on antibiotics. And then they would switch me from that and have me take Claritin D. So I was doing that for 3 years, and within 2 weeks of being on the keto diet, I haven't had a sinus infection, and this has been the longest that I haven't had one in those 3 years. Apart from that, my sleep has gotten a lot better, though right now it's crazy just because life is a little crazy right now. My sleep sucks right now. But I'm still able to fall asleep a lot quicker. So before, it would take me 3 hours to fall asleep. And that's just me laying in bed trying to sleep and not being able to. And now, when I'm actually in bed to go to sleep, I fall asleep quickly. But I've just been staying up doing other things. So that's why my sleep sucks right now. Other things... Fat loss on the keto diet has been amazing. I've gone down about 5% body fat based off of the HEG tracker that they have in some supermarkets. Based on that, that's kind of where I try to gauge my changes just to keep it consistent with one machine. But I feel so different. I used to drink 3 large iced coffees from Dunkin' Donuts on a daily basis, and sometimes even supplement that with a Red Bull, or tea, just all day long. And since I've been on the keto diet, I've only drank water, sometimes up to a gallon and a half, I think, a day. I have this Under Armour thing that I fill up, which is 1.9 liters, and I fill that up at least 3 times a day, and then I also drink cups of water. So yeah, a lot of water, which I'm sure is helping just with everything else. But yeah, I have allowed myself to have coffee, I'm not gonna lie, but coming from 3 large iced coffees, which I want to say is about 32 ounces at the very least. And now, I can buy one of those just because it's 99 cents. And I get it black, but it'll take me 4 days to finish it. And most of the time I just throw it out before I could even finish it. But I have allowed myself to have Starbucks has this cold brew that's really good. And so I get those whenever I have a free drink because I'm not going to pay for that shit. But other than that, yeah, just only water. It was really, really difficult when I first started this diet because I have, for the past, seems like forever, I've always thought in order to lose weight, you have to eat extremely healthy, nothing but salads and vegetables and fruit and oatmeal and, things like that. So I was doing that forever. And I have lost weight before, just with like more extreme dieting where I was like taking in maybe 500 calories a day. And then I started working out, and that way, of course, I lost weight, but it wasn't something that I could maintain, because you get hungry. You're supposed to eat. So then I started with, and I want to say I started this like maybe last year. I started where I would make my oatmeal in the morning and then have like a salad or, boiled chicken with vegetables and, something like that for lunch. And then whatever dinner we were having, but it was all like nothing fried, nothing, whatever. And I liked it. It didn't bother me because I've always been very persistent. Like if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it and I'm not going to give up. So I liked it. The oatmeal I loved. I would make it like quick oats or whatever it is. And you just throw it into a Tupperware. And I would put like a little, like half a spoonful of peanut butter and chia seeds and flaxseed and almond milk. And I think that was like all I put in there. And it was good and it filled me up. But then I started reading about keto. And I was like, there's no way in hell. After seeing some of the recipes that I saw, I was like, there's no way in hell that people could lose weight by eating this shit. Like, this is crazy. Like, they're fucking telling you to eat a burger with no bun. And I'm like, I've purposely not allowed myself to have burgers. But the more and more, like, I read about it and I started joining groups on Facebook and things like that, I was just like, well, maybe this will work. I've tried everything else and, some things have worked and some things, you can't do certain things for like the rest of your life unless you are like the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Just the very, very strict person who is able to do that. I'm not able to do that. I have a boyfriend who eats crazy shit all the time and it's hard. It's really difficult when you have other people in your life to when you're being strict on a diet, to stick to it. It's difficult. And then when you, depending on your ethnicity, and that all comes into play too, because then you go to family parties and some people think it's rude if you don't eat their food and they don't understand diet and things like that. They just feel like you're just being an asshole. So anyway, I started looking into the keto diet and I was just like, maybe this is something that'll work for me because I have tried everything else. And when I started looking at the carbs that I was consuming in my food between the oatmeal and the chicken and vegetables and popcorn that I was allowing myself as a snack and nuts and, dinner. And then I was drinking Snapple peach teas all day and coffee and, with cream and sugar and apart from the sugar, the damn pumps of like flavoring that has sugar in it. And I started like writing down what I would eat on a daily basis and saw that I was consuming like just with the Snapples alone, I think if I remember correctly, it was like 150 grams of carbs just for freaking Snapples. And then that also like has, I think, like 230 calories or something each one, and then the oatmeal and the peanut butter and bananas. That's another thing I threw in there, bananas and just everything that I was consuming. I was eating so many carbs and I never gave that thought because I thought that I was eating healthy. I thought having a sandwich for lunch was healthy. Having oatmeal or whatever was healthy, but I was also adding milk to that. The fucking milk has like 12 grams of carbs. Like there's just so much hidden sugar in all of the food that I was eating, thinking that I was eating healthy. Opting for like freaking fat-free dressing, and crap like that, not realizing like all the other stuff that's added to it. So anyway, so I started on keto on April 27th, 2016. And the first week was like super easy because I was just like, okay, so I can eat all of the stuff that I was not allowing myself to eat for years. That's really hard. Pfft, not. And I've never been like a sweets person. I've never been like, oh my God, I have to have cake, or oh my God, I have to have ice cream. I've never been like that. So, I didn't feel like I was giving anything up when I started this. I felt like I was gaining a lot. Like, though I am Puerto Rican and Mexican, I want tortillas, I want bread, but it's not like I want a nice ass more than I want that shit. So for me, it wasn't hard to give up. And I remember going to work, and I remember my coworker that shared an office with me was just like, girl, you're crazy and whatever else. And I'm like, well, I'm going to try it for 30 days. I'm going to see how I feel. So I did. And within the first 2 weeks, I started noticing, I was like, I'm feeling really good, and I'm able to fall asleep. Like it used to be where I was pissed off because my boyfriend can fall asleep. Like the second his head lands the pillow, he's snoring, and I would be laying there staring at the ceiling, like not being able to sleep. And now I'm able to fall asleep. Like I would start praying, and then I would wake up the next morning like, holy shit, I actually like fell asleep. I didn't even finish praying. Like I just knocked out. So that was huge for me because I was having more energy, and I wasn't feeling like I had to get a coffee when I got to work. I was able to go to the gym, and that's kind of what slowed me down on the cycling, because as my body was, changing over from using carbs as energy, I was feeling it a little bit in the cycling class where I was getting a little lightheaded and stuff. So I started doing other things, and then that routine kind of, became routine. But I started feeling great, and then about a month and a half into it, I had people telling me that they're noticing a difference. I felt my clothes different. I had just a shitload of energy, and my sleep and I didn't have any sinus infections. I wasn't feeling sick. I wasn't getting, headaches, nothing like that. And to me, that was all I needed. I was like, all right, I'm going to keep doing this, because if I feel like this and other people are noticing, and, my clothes are fitting a little better, like it must be that I just, should have did this a long time ago. It must be that this is what my body is, needs. So now it's August 23rd, and that means I've been doing this for 3 months now. Right? No, April, almost 4 months. I can't count. It's 1:42 in the morning. So almost 4 months now, and I see muscle that I've never seen before. Um, I'm noticing a lot of the fat just kind of coming away from the muscle, which is kind of nasty, but at the same time, like, fuck yeah, like finally, when I flex, I completely like flex the muscle, and there's fat on top of it, so it's kind of gross because it jiggles, but I know that there's muscle underneath there because I'm flexing it, and it's moving that part of my body, and it just feels so good to finally be somewhere and finally get somewhere after so long of trying. So yeah, I've had a lot of criticism with this, but I've done the research. I went to the doctor on Friday, and she did blood work to match up with the blood work that I had did. When was it? Last September, I think. and everything is still just as good as it was. I've always had perfect blood work. I've never had any issues with diabetes or nothing like that. My, cholesterol and all that, it's always been smack dab in the middle of what's normal and what's not normal. So that's all good. So I'm just going to keep doing it. And while I do it, I'm going to share things with you because I've tried so many things as far as like weightlifting goes, and just self-care, because so many people just don't take care of themselves. So there's just some things that I do, and I just feel like, maybe there's somebody out there just like me that doesn't know what the hell to do. And, I just feel that now that I know some information, like I'm not, a genius on anything, but I know some things, so maybe I could just share those with you guys. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And tomorrow, I think I'm going to do cycling tomorrow. There's a class at 6:30 that I'm going to go to, and yeah, I think I'm going to do that. But I'm also probably going to go earlier to the gym too. Kids are starting school on Wednesday. I know I have a few things to do before that, but yeah, I'll probably hit the gym like a little earlier than the class and do some bicep workouts and work out my calves a little bit, even though they're like huge and I love them, but I feel like I need to work them a little bit more. And today I worked my upper back, shoulders, triceps, and what else? Oh, and my quads and hamstrings. So yeah, so tomorrow I'll be doing biceps, calves, lower back, and my booty. So yeah, so maybe I'll share. I gotta figure out how to videotape at the gym because I don't have a partner right now. But maybe I can just do like something at home so I could show you guys partially what I do at the gym. It's nothing, like it's not rocket science. Squats are like the best thing known to mankind for your butt and for your quads. Calves, you can just do simple like calf raises, which is basically stepping on your tippy toes and then releasing, doing the same thing over and over. Biceps, I do 21s, which are that's something I could show you guys tomorrow. But yeah, there's just a few things, and we shall see how this goes. If you guys have any requests from me, you can let me know. I can try to help. If I can't, I can find somebody to help. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching if you are, and if not, thanks for hating. Good night, guys.